Hi, this is Adrian, back for another vlog. Um, so I wanted to share a point that um, comes up, has come up frequently in my process. It came up actually yesterday when I was making my last vlog, where in moments when I'm left alone, left here just with myself, and alone meaning I am not busy, preoccupied with something. I am not entertaining myself with something. I'm not finding ways to feed myself with energy and stimulate myself. There's this experience of kind of like a sadness and depression, which leads to almost like a kind of lethargy, uh, and a very kind of like seriousness takes over me. It's all very like negative and serious. And what I see within this experience is that it's basically like a form of withdrawal. Because often in moments of withdrawal, what can happen is that the mind wants to go into some form of like having like a temper tantrum. But since I have decided to apply myself in my process, and when I'm left in these moments where I'm alone, and rather than feeding myself entertainment or trying to find entertainment and stimulation, or throwing a tantrum because I'm not getting any, and rather, sort of remain within the stance of like, no, I'm going to apply myself. This is what I'm here to do. Because of that experience, I go into this like seriousness. Well, because of that point, I go into this experience of like this like seriousness, as though I have jailed myself or trapped myself. And it's fascinating because as I say that, it's very reminiscent of like experiences in my earlier years where, for instance, I was like in school, and oftentimes in school there were also those experiences where you can't do what you want to. You can't do the things that will please you. You can't entertain yourself and feed your mind energy. And so you must do, work, or basically things that get you outside of your normal addictive behaviors. And, in the school setting, you're trapped, so to speak. There's nowhere to go. You're in a kind of jail, prison, it's all against your will. And, that was very much what I would experience, is the same thing, this like depression, lethargy, sadness, seriousness. So it's fascinating how these resonant experiences take over within process, where you're taking on, you're trying to get out of the mind and addictive energetic experiences, but from a totally, it's not the same as just being jailed in school or something, where you're just doing some pointless things or activities that may not necessarily benefit you or anyone. Process is here to support you. It is ultimately about expanding yourself and doing what's best for yourself and what's best for all. So there's no need to go into this experience, and there's no need to counter that experience with any kind of positive ideas about process, so to speak, of like, well, no, but this is good. All that is required in these moments is for me to simply, first of all, be aware, identify that, okay, I'm going into this like this energy experience of like depression, sadness, lethargy, seriousness. Take in a deep breath, focus on breathing, use the 4 count breath if necessary to support myself until this energy passes, and also take action. I mean, this in itself is an action, but within doing that is the realization of, okay, but I don't need to experience this. I can simply move on and continue expanding myself, continue writing, continue studying, however it is best in that moment that I assist and support myself in my process. So just a point to share, if anyone can relate and they go through this experience of sadness, seriousness, depression, lethargy, when they're left alone with themselves and can have what seems like a very daunting and limiting challenge ahead of them, it is not, in fact, the challenge of process and taking self-responsibility and assisting and supporting yourself that is daunting and limiting. It is the mind projecting that onto you and your process, attempting to limit you from going there through this resonant experience coming up from your past memories. So thank you very much. See you next time.